Hello everybody, what's up? I am playing some Banished here as a walkthrough. Today we're going to play some Banished, and we're playing Banished because I freaking love this game. This is a game that came out, I want to say about 2 weeks ago, maybe a little bit later. But it is an indie game made by one guy actually. This game was made, so when you watch this video, keep in mind this game was made by one person. But we're going to play some Banished, and I'm going to show you what the game's like. Right now, I think you can get it on Steam if you're interested in buying it. It's $20. I think it's well worth the money. It's a great game. Again, it's awesome. It's a city building game. You'll see what that's like. It's really good. I really recommend it. So we are going to jump right off. So first thing we gotta do is start a new game. The first thing it lets you do is it lets you name your town name. We're just gonna let's put for a town name, let's do Haney's Village. Oh man, I can't type. Excuse my crappy typing skills, but I can't type right now. There we go. Okay, so that's good. Terrain type, we're gonna go with valleys. Terrain size, I think I want to go with medium. So I'm gonna try and make kind of do like just a regular kind of thing. We're not gonna go too hard a difficulty or nothing like that. Just to give you guys, we'll go fair. Fair's kind of in the middle. Disasters on, of course. You gotta have disasters. Gotta make it entertaining, right? Starting conditions medium. Again, we're gonna go with, I guess what the game was designed to be played like. This game is very hard too. I have very hard time playing the hard difficulty, so I'm gonna go with medium. Make things a little bit easier on ourselves. So you'll see there's winter here. The game does have seasons, which is really cool, and the game, it looks good. I think for an indie game, the game looks really good. I really like it. It's a great game. Loadings are pretty quick. Oh, one thing I also want to point out. Wait, we're gonna pause the game for a second. This game runs very well on almost any PC. I've noticed that there's no lag, there's nothing in the game's fluidly fast. It takes like almost next to nothing to run, and it's really good. I know I'm saying so many good things, but I can't say too many good things because I just love this game. So first thing we gotta do is we gotta pause it because we gotta plan out our city a little bit, and I'm gonna show you guys what you gotta do. So if you use your mouse wheel, you can scroll out. You can see the whole map. You see a medium map is fairly big. I mean, fairly big. I don't think I've ever gotten my town to the point where I've even used half of a media map. I usually just die off, or my people starve or freeze. The hardest part in the beginning is getting through the first winter and having enough food to survive the first winter. So the whole purpose of your first season is getting to that first winter, you know, getting some food stocked up so that you can survive and make it through. And after that, it's not too bad. The hardest part is controlling your population growth and keeping everybody alive, but we'll get into that later on. So for now, the first thing we gotta do is we gotta build houses. See the little house icon over their head? That means that your people don't have a house. They need a house to live in. So you gotta build people's houses. First thing you do is you build wooden houses, stone, or a boarding house, which is basically like a temporary house for people who don't have homes. I like the wooden houses just because they're cheap. I mean, they're not the greatest, but you know what? They're cheap, and in the beginning you don't have much to go with. So we're gonna plop down a couple houses. You can put your buildings wherever you want. Ideally in the beginning you want to have everything as close as possible. I'm gonna go with that. 4 houses there. You want everything as close as possible so that everybody can get to it. And because the pathfinding system in this game isn't the greatest like most city building games, you want to have you know, as simple as possible so your people like don't get confused or, you know, run into problems. You build roads. Your roads, they're supposed to make the movement of your people walk faster, but I haven't really noticed it myself. And before we go live, I want to bring up, this is going to be your main screen. So the main objective of this game is assigning your citizens so that everybody's doing everything they need to do. To kind of explain this more, your jobs. So this is like the main thing you got to focus on. So first thing is your labor. Sorry guys, I have a cold and I'm all stuffed up. I hope that's not too annoying to listen to, but the first thing you want is your laborers. So your laborers, you start off with 10. Your laborers basically do all the grunt work. You know, they move the materials, they transfer materials to the places, they clear the foundation for buildings and all that kind of stuff. And it's ideal to have laborers because they collect resources for you and all that. You want to have a good chunk. You see it after I built my houses, and now I have in the builder slot here I have 0 out of 8. So 8 is your recommended, you know, your recommended jobs that you should have. So like for 4 houses, if I want to get them built in a fairly decent time, I should have 8 builders. However, I'm not going to have 8. I'm going to put 2 because the thing you got to keep in mind about building is your builders don't the builders only build half of whatever it is you're making. The laborers build the first foundation up to, I think it's about 40%, and then your builders do the rest. So that's something I didn't realize. I thought a builder built everything from the start, but no, they don't. And you're gonna see what I mean here. I'm gonna unpause it. How do I unpause it? Oh, play. There we go. So we're gonna put it up to 2 speed. You see, as you place your foundation, your people are gonna start. These are your laborers transporting goods, and you'll see as they transport, the percentage goes up. So now all the goods are transported. It's now at 44%. Now a builder can build. So you got to have the laborers so that they can transfer the goods and all that first. That's something I really screwed up on because I was building all these places. I was like, well, why isn't anything building? And, you know, it's at 0%. I have like 10 builders, but I figured out you need laborers to transfer the goods first before they can build. So that's something you want to keep in mind. So now that I have 2 builders, you see that well, there's one right there. She's building the houses and stuff like that. So those should be up soon. So we're going to keep it at 1 speed as you go over the next few things we need. So in the meantime, whenever you're not doing nothing, you don't want to have idle people, so you should always have people collecting resources or whatever. I like to just go random resources. So you spread out what you want them to collect. You click and you drag, and anything in that box they'll go and collect. You can select specific things, so you can remove structures in the box, remove resources, what I did, which is basically everything. Collect trees, stone, iron in case you need specific things. They're handy later on. And what you want to do is, the game gives you a stockpile if you play on medium difficulty, but what you want to do is, I usually make an extra one just in case if I get access to anything. And on hard difficulty you get a cart instead of a stockpile, and it's much less. And you get, here's the barn too. The barn basically starts you off with a couple things. Gets you coats for winter, iron tools for just general everything, and then potato, so that's your food source. So they give you quite a bit, but it usually lasts you through your first winter, but you gotta start getting food early on. So if you click on the apple, it gives you your food tab. We are going to make, the best thing to make early on I find is a gatherer's hut. So your gatherer's hut is this little thing here. Oh, and by the way, if you guys don't know, R is to rotate your building. So if you don't like the way it's facing, you can rotate it. The arrows that are pointing down are like the access point where your people like access the building. So you don't want to like put it like this where the access point is kind of blocked off. You want to have an easy access. Your gatherer's hut is best placed in bush areas. So since we have a lot of bush, we're gonna put it right here. So it's not too far, not too close. We're gonna put it there, and we're gonna build a road there and connect it to everything. So our laborers should start working on it soon. But the thing to keep in mind is about your laborers is, if you have a bunch of tasks for them to do, they'll kind of do a mix. So if you ever want something to get done right away, here's a trick that I learned that I know a lot of people don't do, is if you go to this tab, the tools and reports, go to increased priority, drag your box into whatever it is you want to increase priority, and in this case it's building our gatherer's hut, because see it's highlighted right there. Now all of a sudden all laborers will focus on that first and then go back and collect the resources or whatever it is you're making them do. It's a very, very helpful trick. If you're wondering why, hey, my building's not getting done, I need to do this, do that, up your priority, and they will instantly start doing it. So you see now they're starting to clear out the area. They will start transporting goods in little to no time, hopefully. Yeah, there we go. See, they're taking it out. So cool. Actually, you know what I might have done that might have fucked it up? I might have dragged outside the box. There we go. Now I got the box. They might have thought I meant harvesting woods on the outside, so there we go. Yeah, there you go. Now the percentage is going up. So it's a nice little trick to get them to, you know, start doing something right away if you need it to be done ASAP. Because I've watched people's videos and they're like, they have a bazillion things going on. They're like, oh, why isn't my people doing this and that? Well, you need to set the priority. It's a very, very helpful trick I learned early on. So you got to get that up. So as the gather set's being built, you know what I like to do actually? I like to keep this up. Try to keep that up so I can just kind of monitor what people are doing. And as your population grows, you will, whenever you get an adult citizen, this is your message tabs. We're going to keep that up too so you can see. You'll see early spring, Spurgus? What kind of name is Spurgus? But anyway, Spurgus has become an adult, is working as a laborer. So whenever somebody becomes adult, become a laborer, you get an extra person you can assign. So as your city grows, you kind of get more people and more workers and stuff like that. So that's pretty cool. And you see they're building that now. The next thing we need is a granary to store our food.